Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back for New Knife Friday, and we have a redemption episode for Gerber.
You sure better after what you did to that Gerber Gator.
The Versafix. This is their machete knife hybrid. This is a 9-inch blade, and I believe it's 14.3 overall. What else do we got going on here? Well, I guess we're just gonna have to get into the box. We're gonna do things a little bit differently today because I'm off for the holidays. I've got my boots warming up by the fake fireplace, and we're just gonna take this thing straight outside after we open it up and take a quick little look at it and get to seeing if this thing will do all the stuff it says it's gonna do. So it comes in your standard packaging, a little vacuum seal, and we've got some pretty nice little drawing on the back here, kind of showing you everything that this thing can do. It says it has 3 functions, but under here, these aren't functions, these are features. It says it has a short flat grind, and it has a textured grip, and it has a sheath. Now, for this particular model, which is the Stonewash Gray, I paid
$27.81.
They have 2 other models. They have the Pro Gray, which is about $10 more, 38 something dollars. With that, for some reason, they put some holes in the knife.
I like holes in my knife. Holes in your knife are cool.
I guess to lighten the weight, skeletonized, and they give you not just a nylon sheath, but more of a Kydex, like one thumb operate, click in and out kind of sheath. And then for another $20 for $60, you can get the Pro Red. There is no difference between the two other than the handle color and the sheath and the holes skeletonized. I really don't see a point in putting some holes in a knife.
Cause it's cool.
We're just gonna get into it and see how much it weighs, and do we really need to put holes in our knife?
Yes.
So come along while I crack into it. It looks like it's gonna open up pretty easy. Yeah. Okay, that was very easy. Okay, it does say that it was designed and engineered in Portland, Oregon, but this is manufactured in China. And it is the same with the Pro Gray and the Pro Red. Now on the Pro Gray and the Pro Red, I was able to find some information that it was made out of a stainless steel. I'm assuming that that's what this particular Stonewash Gray is made out of, because I couldn't find any information. When it said material on Amazon, it just said other. But when I clicked on the links for the upgraded versions of these, the Pro Gray and the Pro Red, said it was made out of a stainless steel. So I'm assuming that this one is also made out of stainless steel. And for $10 more, it can be gray with holes in it up in here, or for $20 more, no, $30 more, because this is $30 and the Pro Red is $60. And you also get a better sheath. So I should probably just get like 2 knives that don't have holes in them. Does everybody agree with that? Everybody's okay. Yeah, so I'm assuming they're all stainless steel. All right, so the sheath, we got some Gerber literature in here, and the Velcro open up. It's not a bad little sheath. I wish they would have put a button snap on this, but we're smart guys. We can put a button snap on that if we want to. Some snacks for later.
Don't eat that. Don't eat them things.
Let's see how the thing fits in there. We've got a little safety tip on there. We'll just get rid of that and slide it on in. Slide it on in. Yeah, that needs to have a little button snap. That would be much nicer. So that's what it looks like all packed up. All right, so we got a full tang construction here, and we see our tangs sticking out of the back here for a little lanyard hole if you wanted to put one of those on there.
I like tying knives to myself.
And it comes out just like that. Okay, so if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing here, we're calling this a machete hybrid, is how they're marketing this. And this recurved blade shape that we have, it kind of looks like a small bolo, and between like a cross between a bolo and a kukri. Looks like it's got a pretty healthy little edge on it. We'll try to cut some paper here in a second. We've got a short flat grind happening right here, so we don't have the hollow grind, and a little secondary edge, and they call this baton jimping. And I guess that is to keep your baton stick from, I don't know. I don't know why you would, if your baton, I guess it's neat. Okay.
You said you were going to weigh it.
Oh, calm down, man. It's right here. 12.2 ounces. All right, so I got the Versafix on, kind of modeling for you guys. Sitting right here on my hip.
Oh yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah.
I don't know, it feels pretty good on the hip. You really don't need this little retention Velcro strap at all, because with the blade geometry, this thing's, it's not gonna come out, well, it's not gonna come out all that easy. So it feels pretty snug in there without this little retention snap. But if you are doing cartwheels or handstands whilst having a blade on your hip, then I guess you would need to retain that thing in there. All right, enough with the chit chat. Let's see if this thing cuts paper. I got my notes here about what we're going to talk about. Let's see, chop, cut, baton. You better believe it, buddy. We're going to do all three of those. Ooh. 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 Not a bad little edge. Not a bad little edge. That's got a really good little edge. I want to see up close. Okay, that was user error. Yeah, okay, so let's take it outside and see if it works.
Outside. You go ahead. I'm gonna stay here.
Well, it just wouldn't be Machete Monday if I didn't bring this thing out and find me a nice little thick ball of nastiness. So we've got a ball of nastiness. This is Yopon, and what do we got? Some looks like trumpet vine, and we've also got some honeysuckle, and I would bet money that we've got some greenbrier in that ball somewhere. I have no idea how I'm supposed to cut this kind of stuff with something like this, but they call it a machete hybrid. So we're gonna see if it is a hybrid. Okay, cuts right through that. Right through that. There's that greenbrier. I feel it now. Putting my fist into this stuff, man. Yes, sir. I mean, I have no delusions of what this knife is intended for. It's not intended for this kind of work. But we talk about machetes, and this thing said machete hybrid. So it's cutting. Got some holly right there. it actually feels pretty daggum good in my hand. It's got just the right, let's see if we can get you guys better focused on me. It's got just the right little geometry right there where it's, well, it's the kind of handle that I like. So I'm not really having to hold too hard. I'm just kind of whipping that thing into place. We've got about a, I don't know, inch and a half diameter piece of something here. Because it's bent like this, it's gonna cut a lot easier because it's got all that weight already pulling down on it. Get back. Get off me. There's that greenbrier. Yeah, it's I guess if you just had to have one thing, or if you weren't planning on using this knife as a everyday tool, this thing's actually making, I mean, it's cutting really well. Look at that, right through that, right through it again. So I'm pretty impressed. We've got to go and baton this thing through some stuff because it says that it'll cut, chop, and baton. So let me see if we can find something to whack on for a minute. This right here is a down piece of water oak. Just clean up this little brush in front of it. Man, this machete's doing pretty well as a hybrid. I'm not really that mad at it, man. I mean, we've still got to baton through some stuff, but we'll do that back at the house. Get off me. Get back. Can y'all see? We got this in the way. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm so good with these things. But it's performing pretty well. All right, you guys see my beautiful face in there? I look good? How good do I look? Let me know in the comments. That's rotten. Rotten tree. We got anything harder? That's a little bit harder. Yeah, that's still green. Okay, with my loose grip, my pinky's not even really holding on to this thing. You'd have to death grip this to keep it where you want it in your hand. And I'm just not a death grip kind of guy. I like being able to whip that knife into place. What? I feel like you get more velocity out of the tool versus you get more speed right there at the end. But you could get used to this. I'm already getting used to it. Finish the job now. All right, that was about 2.5 to 3 inches. in diameter. Looks like it was a piece of some kind of scrub oak. Just tip into something. I don't know why you would ever do this with your knife, but people always want to know about tip retention. Yeah, we're good, buddy. Gerber, I believe you're redeeming yourself. Okay, guys, so I'm walking out of these woods and I'm having a moral dilemma here because I've grown partial to this knife after those couple little tests. It's doing well. It cut paper well. That's not really all that hard to do. And we're gonna go baton some wood with it, but you don't have to necessarily have a knife with a good edge to baton through wood. What killed that Gerber Gator? It was fat wood. And if we're looking at this as kind of like a all-purpose machete knife hybrid, then I would assume that this would be something that somebody would want in a survival pack or a bug out bag. And fat wood is a standard in survival, in camping. I don't want to kill this knife, and I hope it doesn't. But we're going to chop fat wood with it and see how it does. Okay. So let's just get into it. Please don't. I want you to be a good knife. Oh, I want you to be good. Whew. I got fat wood in my hair. Hippie. Yeah, that's some sappy stuff. Just to prove it to you. You can kind of see the translucence in it. It's real sticky. But we have a little edge problem. Can y'all see that dent? Right there. I gotta get it behind me. Right there. That's a bummer. We didn't lose the edge, and I bet we could whack that thing with a hammer one time and it might set it back out straight. And I know somebody's going to say that you're not supposed to be chopping that kind of stuff, but fat wood is wood. And I think I explained enough about why fat wood is important. Damn it. I'm still going to hammer that edge out. And we'll see if we can't fix it. Damn. Okay, everybody, I'm back.
Oh, you're back.
And what a bummer.
What'd you do?
The Gerber Versafix took a bend in the blade.
This is why we can't have nice things.
As you saw from the testing, it kind of broke my heart. But I think we can fix it. Come on. So after thinking about it, I don't think I should just go whacking at this thing with a hammer. It could make it worse. So I've taken some of this little brass right here. It's about, I don't know, 32nd, maybe a 1/16 of an inch thick. And I've cut a couple pieces with my tin snips, with my Weiss tin snips. And I've hammered them over to a 90 degree. And I put them in my vise here. And what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to squeeze that dent, that little roll in the edge. We're going to try to squeeze that straight. Because I started to like this blade while we were out there. And let's just see. Let's see if we can squeeze this thing back. Okay. Easy. Yeah, not quite. Right there. Okay, it's coming. It's coming. I think I'm going to get on the edge of this vise. Maybe if I put this sucker in like that. Make sure we got light. Okay, there's our problem. Right there. Hold with me now. I'm trying not to make it any worse, right? Yes, we are starting to straighten back up. Okay, we still don't have a crack in the edge, so that is good. I think at this point I am going to give it a whack with a hammer.
Don't you do it. Don't you hit that knife with that hammer.
Come along as I cold forge this Gerber back to straight. You know, I guess you would rather have a softer steel than a brittle steel, because brittle steel would have just cracked on you. And then you would have been completely out of business with a cracked knife.
Should have got the one with holes in it.
I'm not saying that Gerber did right by making it this way. I am not saying that at all. But what I am saying is I would rather it be a little on the soft side than too hard to where it would crack. And at least now I and the other 4 people that watch this video will know the limitations of the Gerber Versafix. I, for one, think that you should be able to chop fat wood with a knife that is marketed as chop cut baton, and you're assuming that this is an outdoors kind of knife, but buyer beware. If you are buying this thing with the intent of chopping fat wood with it, you might want to look into something else. Okay, I think that's about as good as we're going to get it. We can still kind of see if the light shows any better. That's about as good as we're going to get it, buddy. Okay. All right, so we've got her all straightened back out, and we're just going to run this little Lansky. It's like a 4-in-1 sharpening system. It's got a little diamond tip hone if you have like serrations that you want to get into. And it's got a carbide side and it's got a ceramic side. I mainly only use this with the ceramic side because the carbide side is just too aggressive, and it'll end up actually reprofiling your knife. So I run that little ceramic top right there over my edge, and I don't even feel the wave anymore. Making sure there's no burr from chopping that fat wood. Now I'll run it through a little ceramic pinch sharpener that it's got. And I got some Christmas wrapping paper here. Can we cut this? This is super thin stuff. We can rip it. Yes. Yes, we can cut this. That's a cut. That's a rip. That's a cut. That's a cut. That's a cut. That's a pull cut. Okay, so our knife is sharp again. Hallelujah!
So you gonna baton that thing or what?
Yes! Okay, so we've got some firewood here. This has been here for quite some time. It's hickory. Don't believe me? Says it on the bag. Where does it say it? Oak and hickory. So this is kind of blonde looking, so, and that bark looks like hickory. This piece has got some, well, it's not the straightest grain. It's got a little bit going on in there. I don't know what the hell we're gonna hit it with, but let's see if we can get y'all down here and we'll wrap this video up, because I know you guys have had just about enough of that guy in that love seat over there. Okay. Let's just beat the snot out of it. Okay. We batoned a piece of wood, and yeah, we are still good from fixing the little edge problem that we had. Okay, guys, I know that was a long video. I was trying something new because I had a little bit more time to myself, had a little time to try some things out. And if you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, shut your mouth, because I had a good time. All right, we'll see you next time.